Poetry can build bridges, create understanding, and share faith in a way that sometimes talking can't. That's the idea behind Poetry Pals, which brings children from diverse backgrounds together to share their stories through poetry and art. Let's meet Poetry Pal Charlie Mayhay, a fourth grader from St. Pius Catholic School in Lombard, Illinois. We also welcome Adam Shamus, one of the poet educators from the program. Can you tell us a little bit about the program and how you got involved in it and how it started?
Sure. Poetry Pals has been around in Chicago for a couple years, and it is a nonprofit program that goes into schools, works with 3rd to 6th graders, and is modeled on a program from Philadelphia called We the Poets. Donna Yates, our executive director, came from Philadelphia, loved the program there, said, I'm going to try to start something here in Chicago. And her goal and our goal has been, how do we celebrate diversity through poetry and through art? How do we bring together groups of people, groups of kids, and also their teachers who wouldn't normally get together? And Charlie was involved in a program that brought together a Muslim school with his Catholic school.
This is such a relevant project, especially right now with world events. Charlie, what has it been like for you to learn about other cultures and to write poetry and read other children's poetry?
Well, it was fun because I liked writing the poetry, but not only the poetry, but I liked meeting the other kids because they were interesting and they had a lot of different things about us.
What did you learn were some of the similarities and some of the differences between you and the other kids?
The difference is their church is actually called a mosque and is very different. You have to take your shoes off before entering the mosque. And if you've ever been to a Catholic church, it has pews, which are chairs, like long chairs. And in the mosque, they just sit on the floor and don't. So.
Yeah, how about some of the similarities? What are some of the things that are the same?
Well, they like to play basketball and all that stuff that we like to do, and you might think that they have a lot of different things, but they're not really that different from us.
Tell us about the choice of poetry and how that medium has really affected this program and affected the kids that are participating in it.
Sure. Well, I think the program has sort of 3 goals. One is diversity. How do we celebrate each other? How do we learn from each other? So however we do that is great. But the second goal is poetry, which is how do we help the kids learn to use images and details and the kinds of things that they can help build their literary skills. I think that's an important part as well. And then third is self-expression. You know, how to help the kids express themselves, speak in front of a group, speak and figure out what their feelings are and what their background is and share that with each other. So they sort of all comes together. We also do some art, we do some music as well. But the main goal is to have kids and the adults, because again, as adults, we don't know that much about other religions and other folks. So we've had Jewish schools meet with Muslim schools and Catholic schools, and bilingual meet with regular classes. It's a great mixing, and through poetry we have a real chance to share what we wouldn't normally know about each other.
Absolutely. And it sounds like such a universal experience. Every culture around the world has poets that produce, poetry that is culturally relevant and different depending on their part of the world. Charlie, tell us about how you got involved in this project.
Well, when they came to our school and told us that they were doing poetry, our whole class got really interested in it. And our teacher was all over this. She really wanted to do this because we met the other kids and they were just so interesting. We never wanted to stop. They just had so many things that I never knew about them. So.
Did you ever write poetry before this program?
No. I mean, Poetry Pals kind of introduced me to poetry, so it was kind of fun.
So what is writing poetry and reading other people's poetry meant to you? How has it changed the way you look at things?
Well, it was fun. It was fun writing poetry because it really expresses your feelings. Like and it doesn't have to be serious. You could just be silly.
So Adam, can you tell us about the different kinds of poetry you're teaching Charlie and the other youth that are involved in this project?
Absolutely. Well, the main thing is for them to write poetry together. We start in a large group, give them a chance to learn about each other, learn a little bit about their backgrounds, share some things about poetry, but then break into smaller groups. And Charlie had a chance to work with different Muslim kids and other kids And we did a poem that was about differences and similarities. He's going to read a little bit of that one. We also did a poem about holidays. Maybe we'll share a little bit about that. And other poems about what would you do to change the world, and a little bit more about our backgrounds and cultures. So maybe he wants to start
Charlie,
with
will you share one of your poems with us now?
Sure.
All right.
And this is the one he's actually also going to be sharing the poem that he did with another student by the name of Isa.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We are mint green and bright red. We are night and lunchtime. We are golden and retriever dog and a gray cat. We are soft bumbos and cheesy pizza. We are Tom Sawyer and Club Penguin. We want to travel through time and be invisible. We are Catholic and Muslim. We are Charlie and Esau.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Very nice.
Can you tell us a little about what that poem means to you?
It was kind of sharing our characteristics. Like, I never knew that, like, all that stuff about him, what he liked and what he wanted to be and all that stuff, so it was good.
That's excellent. And you have another one you're going to read together?
Right, so this is a poem about the two holidays. Eid, E-I-D, is a very, very well-known holiday in the Muslim world. There's two different Eid holidays. One is right after Ramadan and Easter. So we're gonna read this together. On Eid, I go to the mosque to pray.
And on Easter, after Mass, I go and play.
We celebrate Christmas and Eid surrounded by our family.
It is a moment of unity.
Christmas Day is full of toys and noise.
On Eid, the prayer is led by boys.
In Eid, we put on henna and people come over.
At Christmas, my family wears nice clothes and love always shows.
Easter is fun, it's full of colors and candy.
Eid is exciting and patties are dandy.
Easter is baskets, sunshine, and dying eggs.
Eid, we wear skirts hanging over our legs.
On Eid Day, we give presents to the needy and pray.
On Easter Day, we try to catch the bunny and celebrate. Hooray!
It is Christmas and Eid.
It is important to read.
Together.
Eid
and Christmas, both families get together to eat, drink, share, and have fun. The holidays are different, but they have the same end. They are moments of unity and celebration.
That's wonderful.
And that was written by a number of students as a group poem together.
Do you find a larger mission of this program emerging, creating these kind of dialogues, taking these big world issues and making them more simple and more digestible and more something we can work with?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's really clear is how much we all have in common. And it doesn't matter if I wear something different from someone else or I have a different religious background, we have a lot in common. And you know, the wonderful thing about this, I think more than anything else, is we get together and we get to make some friendships that we wouldn't otherwise have. And I know you know, as adults, we often separate ourselves from other cultures. So it's a really learning experience for the kids, for the principals, for the adults, for everybody involved.
Well, thank you both for being here. It's been wonderful hearing your poetry and about this program.